Jen here, and I have a Scrappy chat for you guys today. I thought I would hop in and give you a bit of an update on what's been going on with me, a little bit of a mental health moment. I didn't post one in March, so be careful. Landon's right beside me. You may hear him off and on hopping into the video. All my kids are home because it's Easter break. We don't get March break here, they get Easter break, so they're all home, but they're mostly doing their own thing, so I have a few free minutes, hopefully, distraction-free minutes to chat with you guys. So a little kind of Scrappy update, mental health moment update, and I wanted to touch base on some controversy that's been going on in the scrapbooking world. Careful! Okay. You be careful. Some controversy that's been going on in the scrapbooking world that I just kind of wanted to put my opinion out there and share a little bit about how I feel about it, and show some support for the people that have actually been experiencing some of the issues going on. I just really wanted to kind of throw myself out there. Yeah. Maybe put my neck on the line a little bit. I don't think my opinion is overly controversial in itself, but I think it's important in times when the community needs some voices to speak up, to make sure that you do speak up. So feel free to share your thoughts and experiences down below. Make sure you keep them respectful to others and respectful to the community at large, but I would love to hear your opinions, and if you're looking for a place to find some support, please reach out and let us know. So he actually had been super quiet until I started talking on film, and now he thinks it's his turn to get to chat away. But let's do the Scrappy update first. So this will probably be tied into the mental health moment, actually. So I've been a little bit more quiet than usual in March. As you guys know, I've shared this year has definitely had a lot of turbulence and has not been the easiest year. It feels like every time the water starts to kind of calm a little bit, something happens and it just upheaves everything. And so in March, partly voluntarily, I decided to do a lot more of my scrapbooking off camera than on camera, but I also got COVID, which sort of forced me to do that a little bit as well. I haven't really had a voice, and I haven't found a good solution to what to do in those moments when I do lose my voice, to kind of compensate for the voiceovers. Maybe I need to type everything out and just have subtitles, put things to music, I'm not sure. But for March, I just scrapped off camera. Most of the 30 days of sketches that I did, that's Christy's series, I did off camera. I also have been feeling like, as much as I love the editing process and the voiceover process of video creating, it's been feeling like a really daunting task. In another life, I genuinely think I could have made a career of it. I think it would be so rewarding and so fun to edit videos for people, to do voiceovers. If someone wanted to pay me to do thumbnails, like, that would be a dream for me. I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. But when my mojo is kind of on a roller coaster ride and I feel like life just has so many things going on, the task of doing those things for my own videos has just felt really daunting and really kind of overwhelming. And I'm struggling to find the time to do it. Not so much that I don't have time, but more that it needs to be the right time where I don't have little ones needing mom and wanting to, you know, spend time with mom and talking through the videos. I know occasionally it's cute and you guys enjoy when, especially when Landon pops in to say hi and things like that, but I don't think every video needs to be like that. And I really want to make sure that I'm doing my best for you guys, and so it's hard for me when I feel like I can't give you my best. Oh, look at that hamster. So I just reclaimed some of that creativity and decided to do it for myself, and really tried to connect with the joy of scrapbooking that I have, and the joy of documenting and playing with pretty papers and not feeling like it has to be on display. I am pretty realistic and open with you guys. If I've put a layout together and I'm not too sure about it, I always share that. I definitely want to show the real side of scrapbooking. I don't think that I'm in kind of that next step of professionalism where I'm working for a company or anything and everything has to be perfect to a T. I'm a down-to-earth scrapbooker, but even with that being said, I still always want to try to put my best foot forward for you. And so it is hard when I feel like that's not happening. I feel like I'm letting you guys down. So I was quiet and I took a lot more time. I did a lot of creating. It was a lot of fun. And I will have a big layout share. It's actually going up tomorrow so you can see everything that I've done. I'm going to post all of them on Instagram so that I'm able to share the sketches and the layout and tag everybody who was involved so that everyone gets credit for their sketches, because Christy really did a great job this time. Well, every time she does. Every series is amazing. But she picked a ton of exclusive sketches that were created just for the 30 Days of Sketches series. And I really want to be able to share the credit for all of those, because that's hard, putting yourself out there. A lot of people, it was their first time ever creating a sketch. And so to create that sketch and then have people use your sketch, that's really, really cool. And I want to make sure that that they get that credit. And there are several other sketches I didn't get to that I will in the next couple of weeks. So you'll see a bit more, but I did quite a few of them. I'm kind of proud of myself. So yeah, that's kind of what has been going on in March. Life has been crazy. It's dance competition season, which I share with you guys every year. Always means that my time is a little bit extra thin with, you know, extra rehearsals and driving to competitions and that kind of thing. COVID kind of knocked me on my butt for a little bit. You can still hear it in my voice and my chest. It's lingering because I have all those other issues, typical child of the 80s over here with the, you know, ear infections and tonsils and chest and allergies and all that kind of stuff. So it's just lingering a little bit longer. It kind of wipes you out a little bit. And so I've kind of just physically had a lack of motivation as well. But I'm really looking forward to finishing off April on a really strong note and jumping right into May, getting back into my routine. I owe the ladies, Susie and Heather at Wild Whisper, several layouts, and I absolutely love them, and I'm so happy that they are the people that they are, and they're supportive and they understand that sometimes life kind of knocks you down and you need a bit of a break. But I do owe them several layouts, so you'll be seeing lots of Wild Whisper stuff. They have some new stuff coming out. I'm really excited to share with you guys. Let's see, are there other kind of updates? I don't think so. Just because I've been so quiet, I haven't really been jumping into too many new series, but I am excited to get that going. Oh, he's knocking my camera. I cleaned up my scrap area a little bit and de-stashed quite a bit of stuff, so that really helped, kind of the spring cleaning and starting fresh. So I'm feeling very positive. I'm feeling, you know, that incentive to put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. You know, mental health wise, I feel like when you're on a roller coaster, it's just as exhausting as being kind of down all the time. Because sometimes you wake up in the morning, you feel really great, and by the afternoon you're just wiped. There's a lot of guilt because when you're kind of up, you tell the kids you're going to do stuff, or you have all these plans, you have all this motivation, and then as you're coming back down, you realize you haven't done anything, and now you don't feel like doing it, and it's just, yeah, emotionally it can be a bit of a a bit of a roller coaster, as well as physically and just, you know, coping. Sometimes that's all you're doing, is you're just kind of coping, and you're talking yourself out of the guilt, and you're telling yourself better days are to come, but in the back of your mind you kind of know you might get a couple better days, and then you're gonna have some crappy days again. And yeah, that's life, obviously, and we all go through it. This year just feels a little bit heavier to me than others, but I know you guys have all voiced that the last couple of years have been difficult for you too. Some, you know, kind of struggled a lot more during the whole pandemic shutdowns and stuff than others. It's just life, right? And we just keep going with it, and we talk about it, which has been really, really helpful. Yeah, so I'm feeling a lot more positive. I'm ready to kind of get going. The weather is nicer, which always makes me feel better. As soon as dance competition season is over, everything feels like it's just winding down a little bit, and there's a calmness that sort of hits, and so that's really nice too. And yeah, that's kind of it. So let's talk about what's been going on in the scrapbooking world. If you guys are on Instagram, you may have noticed that several people have posted a picture that welcomes you to scrap lift us anytime you want, to feel free to scrap lift our work. We share it for that reason, to inspire, to share, to be part of a community. And if you forget to tag us or give us credit, that's okay, it happens. And this movement, I guess you could say, it's a movement to reclaim the joy of scrapbooking and to go back to the reason why so many of us, not all of us, I will qualify that by saying there are people out there who may not actually feel this way, and that's totally okay. But an overwhelming majority of us joined this community for the community. We joined it to be part of something, to meet people, to be inspired by people, to help inspire people, to share our stories. We put our necks out there a little bit. It's been several years since I've been sharing. I've been part of the community for a very long time. I've been creating videos for a very long time, and I still share with you guys how hard it is sometimes to put myself out there. But there are still so many people out there who are not regular posters. They don't create videos. They don't post on their Instagram. They've maybe never shared their work with their friends and family and stuff like that. So imagine those moments when, maybe you remember your moments when you created something that you were just so proud of and so in love with, and you decided to take that chance and post it on a public group, on your Instagram. Maybe create a video. Maybe for the very first time you decided, there's stuff I want to say and I want to share it with people, and you create that video. It's a risk. It's scary. You put yourself out there, and that's what this community is about. When those people take that chance, when all of us took that chance at some point to share our work, the rest of the community rallies to support. And there are moments that have been happening where people are being criticized for finding inspiration in other people's work. It has been, in all the years that I have been part of a public scrapbooking community, which is like 17 years now, but scrapbooking long before that as well. It's always been the unwritten rule that when you share something in public, you do so under the accepted understanding that if someone is inspired by your work, that's kind of an honor. That's a thing to be proud of. And if that person creates their own work based off of your work, often it's nice to get a tag or have some sort of acknowledgement that says, hey, look, I scrap lifted so-and-so because their layout was so beautiful, I just had to create my own based off of theirs. And that is kind of what our community does, right? We share the love. And when you scrap lift somebody or you use somebody's sketch and you share that with the world, you're not just sharing yourself, you're sharing that other person. You're showing support to that other person, and you are acknowledging the community aspect of scrapbooking, of the art community, of the DIY community, and of the creative content creators community. And that's a really beautiful thing. And that's why it's so disheartening to discover that recently many people have shown their dissatisfaction at having been scrap lifted or having had their sketch used. I'm obviously not going to share personal details. If you know, you know, and please don't share those details down below if anybody's asking. We don't need to out people, and we don't need to point fingers at anybody. We just need to continue to share the spirit of the community, and that's why I wanted to share my opinion. If you are a creator who puts themselves on YouTube, puts themselves on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is, and you don't want people using your work as inspiration, you're in the wrong place. Create private videos, create classes, write a book and share your work there. Publish your work in magazines if magazines accept it. Don't put it in public forums. We share our work to inspire other people. We hope that others share their work to inspire us. And absolutely mistakes get made. People create things and maybe forget to tag you or give credit where credit is due, or they give credit to the wrong person or the wrong company. It happens. It 100% happens. But in general, we all have the best intentions and we all want what's best for the whole community. And by growing our whole community, we all benefit. We all grow. When you scrap lift one of my layouts and you post it on Instagram and you tag me, people see my name and then they want to go and check me out. That is the most amazing gift that you could give me. When you watch someone's YouTube video and you love what they do and you decide you want to recreate it and you make a video of your own and you share that you saw it in someone else's video, everyone wants to go and check out that person's videos. They want to see what that person created. You are sharing support and love and growth, and we all benefit from that. So I definitely urge you to give credit where credit is due, but also remember, when you're sharing, you have shared in a public forum and people will be inspired. They will see something that they want to try to replicate. No one duplicates something exactly the same. We don't have the same pictures. We don't have all the same products. And no idea is 100% unique. We have been documenting using paper since the beginning of paper. We have spent our time as a species trying to remember stories and journal and write down things and preserve memories and preserve events and all of that since the beginning of time. So there are no completely unique ideas. Please don't think that something that you've created is completely 100% unique and that no one else has ever done it. And with that in mind, remember that whether you realize it or not, you have been inspired by the things that you see, the people you see, the people you're talking to, the videos you watch. We're all inspired by each other. So if you see your work being used, try to take it as a compliment, because that's what it is. It is a compliment, it is an honor, it is a privilege. if it's something that bothers you, consider not posting in public. Consider posting in places where only people who have paid to see that content will see that content, and acknowledge that they cannot replicate it. There is an exception to this rule that I just wanted to share as a disclaimer, and I'm going to use Heather and Susie and my friend Jen and designers that I know as the example. If you are creating collections, paper collections, if you are creating actual product like Heather and Susie do for Wild Whisper, the papers that they create are their own art. They have created their own unique art. They have their own unique style. Jen from Flip Appeal designs paper for them as well. That is her property, her creative style, her actual art that she has drawn and created those designs, those paper, that ephemera, all of that. That belongs to them. That is not your property to then take and recreate and try to draw and make your own papers, or use their designs to create your own product to sell. That happens in the industry all the time. We all know of the knockoff American craft stuff. We all know that that kind of thing happens, and this is not the same thing. That is intellectual property theft. That is copyright theft, and that is illegal. Please don't do that. If you like a design and you create something for yourself, maybe you create wood veneer or flair or journaling cards or bookmarks, whatever it might be. If you are also a creator who does things like that and you want to use somebody else's design, you do need to check with them. You need to get permission. You need to buy a license, whatever it may be. You can't use Virginia from Confessions of a Paper Addict's cut files and then sell them unless you've purchased the license to do that from her. So that is a whole different side of the industry, and that is not what I'm talking about here. Please, be aware of licensing and copyright and all that kind of stuff. Those designers put their heart and soul into everything that they design. You don't have the right to take that from them. I'm talking about layouts that I put on Instagram, sketches that I might create that I share in public, even sketches that companies create. Often those sketches are put into the public forum, and people are encouraged to use those sketches. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So be mindful of those types of things. But in general, we really are just talking about building a community where we are inspiring each other, we are sharing with each other, we are encouraging each other to grow and to benefit mutually from this sort of sharing of creativity and inspiration. So there have been many people in the community recently who have been messaged by others sharing their disappointment of having their work scrap lifted or a sketch being used and shared. And despite the fact that in many of these circumstances the original person or the sketch creator was actually tagged, they still found fault in the person for using their sketch, being inspired by it, and sharing it with others. And I don't think that's right. And again, I go back to saying, if you don't want people using your stuff, and if you don't think that it's okay for people to be inspired by your work, don't put it in a public forum. If you think somebody has given the wrong credit, private message them and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm the one who created that layout, not this other person. Or if you would like extra credit being given, perhaps they tagged you, but you also want to make sure that they're tagging somebody else who was a co-creator or somehow involved in the inspiration piece, private message them. But please, please, please remember that these people who are sharing their work are doing it from a place of having found inspiration from you. They are doing it to honor you. They are doing it because something inside of them was compelled to create because of something they saw you create. That is a privilege and an honor and something that you should be really proud of. And to turn around and knock people down, and sometimes it's happening in public, sometimes it's happening in private messages, but to turn around and criticize people for doing that, I really truly think you're in the wrong place. And you need to find a community that is better suited to you, and you need to stop posting in public. And for the rest of us, keep doing what you're doing. I've said it so many times, I'm a broken record, but the more that you share, the more risk you take in sharing and showing us your art and showing us your creativity. You are creating a beautiful place. You are inspiring other people. You are growing our community in a way that is compassionate and loving and supportive and encouraging. And that's what we want. We want that community of people who uplifts and has a like-minded sense to grow everybody. When you succeed, I succeed. When I succeed, other people succeed. So let's try to focus on that and keep moving forward. If you are on Instagram, go and check out my Instagram. You'll see the post that I put. If you feel like-minded and you want people to know that you're happy to be scrap lifted and that you are here to inspire, please feel free to use the thumbnail that Christy created. Feel free to share it. And yeah, let's really give each other a big boost and keep the community positive and uplifting and supportive. And that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. My teenagers are giving me weird looks, and the baby has slowly moved his way over to the dog's water bowl, which means he's going to be playing in it soon. So that's my cue to leave. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with all of this rambling. I just think it's a really important thing to talk about. Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm really pushing hard to get to that 2,000 subscribers, and I would love this channel to grow a little bit more. So please do that if you haven't already. And thank you. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.